everybody, I am the Complex Man, and this is a reaction video today. Today is going to be involving the Fandom Wire talking about a reboot being made of the already critically acclaimed and ever so popular and ever so loved Office. And I don't understand why. So you already have a show that has finished and it's been incredibly successful. It's gone up to 10 seasons, I believe. It's either 9 or 10, I can't remember. But you have a overly successful, accomplishing show that ends. It had its finale. Nothing else needed to be done with it. So why is it that Hollywood is putting it out there yet again? Because A, the formula works, and they can't think of anything new to do for any of their creatives that are behind the wheel. All they can think is remakes and reboots. So why not slap another reboot out there in the world? Because we know the original worked, so let's just put another one out there. And you know what's going to be different about it? I'll give you 10 seconds to guess. I know it's really only 5 seconds, but you only need 5. They're changing Michael Scott's lead character from a male to a female.
Kids, won't you step outside for a second?
And what a surprise. You know, anything that's going on these days has to be politically correct, has to be gender swapped, has to be race swapped, has to be something about inclusion, and this apparently is no different.
So, how's the escape plan coming? All right.
This apparently is going to be an Australian version with the once already mentioned female lead character.
All right, wait. I'm getting something.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's been in production since 2018. Don't lose hope, because we have special actresses that are going to be involved in this project. People that supposedly highly recommended and are going to save and make this just as successful as the US version of The Office. People like Isla Fisher.
Who?
And Magda Subaninski.
Who?
And of course, the person who's taken over for Michael Scott's character, Steve Carell, Felicity Ward.
Who?
So if you were a little bit iffy about it before, well, have all those suspicions and worries put to rest, because we got these people. And they're apparently going to make a big difference. There was a time where I actually caught myself wanting to see these remakes and reboots being portrayed specifically in one category in one movie, and that was the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was in 1989, I believe it was the original release date. And I said to myself, I wanted to see this movie come back to life and revamp it and have a look at what the turtles would actually be capable of. You know, like the whole jumping around and utilizing ninjutsu and their martial arts and everything else that somebody or normal superhero based characters would be able to do. And that would be like the only time that I actually wanted to see something be remade. And we kind of got that with the Michael Bay version, but we still didn't get to see some sophisticated choreography, you know? So it kind of was a little bit of a flop, and it doesn't seem like in any rendition that we've ever got. The closest that we've ever got to some pretty cool fighting sequences for the TMNT franchise would have to be what people call the 2003 series, under the same name, obviously, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but people just call it the 2003 version. They had some really sophisticated fighting sequences and fighting um, battles against, like, the protagonist and the antagonist and all that kind of stuff. So that one was definitely cool, and I was really hoping to see something like that with something that was made modern, but we just didn't get that. The other time that I really wanted to see the remakes be done was in the beginning stages of hearing about all of the original Disney cartoon films being remade into live action. When that process started, I was on board at first. I was excited to see these characters being brought to life and being able to be seen in a way that they have never been saw before. And I was excited for it. But of course, my excitement meant that these people were going to be holding true to the source material and do everything that they could to make it a frame by frame recreation of the original. Now, we started getting that a few renditions into some of the movies, but there just came a point where they stopped, and then they started changing everything. They started catering to individual people's needs or necessities of what they thought was going to be a good choice for either race swapping characters or gender swapping characters, and thinking that that is what people wanted to see. But the true fans don't want to see that stuff. Everybody that grew up watching these movies and said to themselves, this is a great movie when it came out, and 20 years later, still saying the same thing, that is the demographic and that is the target audience that it should be focusing on. Not all these new kids and new generations that they're trying to cater to their needs while leaving everybody else in the background thinking that they're making a suitable sacrifice in the long run because what's old is bad, but now the new generation, that's who we need to draw in. No, that's not at all how it should be. You should be targeting the demographic and the audience that loved it from the beginning and didn't see anything wrong with it and wants to see the original source material brought to life and be successful. That's almost the same thing as somebody saying, why don't they make a black Superman? Well, there is a black Superman. There is a black Superman in a different world or a different timeline that exists. With nowadays, with the Marvel Universe opening up the multiverse, and I'm sure DC with the Flash movie is going to be doing the same thing while opening up the other realities that are available to do more with characters. Why don't they do that? They could establish these characters that actually exist instead of changing original existing characters and gender swapping or race swapping them just to try to appease one target group and losing all the original target group. But if they were to take a character that already actually exists, like this African American Superman in a different timeline, and made a movie about that, a lot of people would go see it. That would be mind blowing. It would be a definite success because that's what people want to see. They want to see original characters that were created that way that don't have to be second handed from a previous race character put in the limelight for originality. They don't have to take something that a one race made successful and then they just piggyback on that success. They would be making success on their own, being original and creative, giving people what they want while keeping the target audience happy by not changing another beloved character. but they just don't know how to do that these days. So, yet again, we're stuck back at square one. Why does The Office need to do this remake, and the female why does the female lead manager have to be established? You can't make another show that's not The Office themed and have a female manager there and try your luck with that. No, you have to have the same exact formula that was already successful with The Office and change everything about it, and that is going to be successful.
Riot! Riot or I'll break it off! Ah, no! Come on!
Conversation with their creative team for whatever company is responsible for making this decision probably goes a little something like this. Okay, guys, we gotta get a big, successful idea. We need something new, something fresh, something that'll make them crazy over this new thing. We need something that is going to just drive people insane, and something that is going to be completely different, that hasn't been done before, and we need ideas. What do you guys? I like The Office. Ooh, intriguing. But it's been done. What are we gonna do? We need to change it, but we can probably still use that formula, right? Absolutely. What's the difference? We can just make a little tweak and everything will be different. You know, not everything has to be completely original these days. All you have to do is make a little tweak and things will be better. Alright. What kind of a tweak are you talking about, though? Easy. Instead of making Michael Scott's character a guy, we'll make it a woman. Genius! Originality! Yes! Quick! Nobody forget that idea. Cut, print, put it down, write it down, take a picture, whatever you need to do. Do not lose that creative thought.
Son of a bitch!
Then, of course, you got examples of series like Batwoman making comments like this stupid shit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be. When it fits a woman.
We can't help but think that Hollywood actually believes stupid crap just like that. And then it's being listened to because we're getting more and more stuff just like the examples that I'm giving today with the Office reboot. So they're listening to the wrong stuff because that's totally not how it should be, because it's definitely making the media, entertainment business, and everything else alongside it looking really one-sided and kind of sexist. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for this revamping of something original that you've already seen, loved, saw perfected, and ended with nothing else to show for it? Do you really want to see another hashing or rehashing, I should say, of a beloved TV show that you've already been more than engulfed in and saw end and were through with it and done with it? I'm definitely not going to see this. I have no intentions of wanting to see it. If I ever want to watch anything that's like The Office again, I'm going to watch The Office, because that is the formula that got it right. And sure, there are other shows that are along the lines of that same kind of stuff that they've done with like Parks and Recreation or Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That is definitely two examples that follow a little bit to that same kind of humor, like that dry humor, but they don't have to take the formula right exactly out from underneath the original to try to make success out of it. So, what do you guys think? Agree with what I'm saying? Do you want to see a remake? Or are you satisfied with how it already ended? Original version of The Office. As usual, please do subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.
This is a man's world. This is a man's world.